Way back in the day, little creeks like this, it's where I found my love for fly fishing. The crystal clear plunge pools hide untouched gems that seldom ever see a fly. The melodic babble, it's that siren song that pulls me back every single time. But as romantic as that may seem, don't get it twisted. This is no walk in the parking lot. Casting is claustrophobic and gaining ground is a grind. Leave your double haul at home and bring your archery A game. Today, it's all about bow and arrows and blue lines. Anyone who knows me knows that most of my adventures that I go on require a lot of effort, be it prep on the front side with gear and research, and then neglect to the body and physical output during the trip. It far surpasses the average angler, so more often than not, it's just easier for me to go solo. But today is gonna be different. Misery loves company, and I had a brand new partner in this misery business. Folks, I'd like you to meet my new buddy, Matt. We linked up at the general store and beelined it to our blue line, but while we're driving to this access point, I'll take this opportunity to tell any and all listening to go check out Matt's IG page. He is one fishy dude and is putting out some killer New Mexico content. So, if you like fishing, food, and some sweet views, Matt, he is your dude. But anyway, Matt got the tip on this little stream and thought it'd be worth a gander. He said there was a good chance we could find some wild rainbows, cut bows, and maybe even some pure Rio Grande cutthroat if we went high enough in the system. I also remember asking him about, possible access points and what we'd have to do to get to the stream. And he said we'd have to skirt around some private and hike way back into the sticks to get to the good stuff. That was absolute music to my ears, and now I was chomping at the bit to see the stream and check it out for myself. On the hike in, the desert scrub and oak slowly blended and then finally gave way to thick willows and tall pines.
Well, hot diggity dog, looks like we found our way back. we took the hard way in.
We did.
Now, it definitely took a bit of brush busting to get to the stream, but we managed to make it with plenty of time, and it just so happened that our very first run had a crimson flash dancing across the sandy stream bed. Matt needed to rig up still, so he so kindly offered me the first crack at our quarry. Watching this fish, I could tell it was in a feeding mood. I sat and I watched it shift back and forth, grabbing little morsels as they flowed by. With a really shallow dry dropper rigged up and ready to go, I made my initial approach. Doing my best to remain undetected, I used velvet boots to boost my sneak levels to well over 11 and settled into a comfortable casting position. I felt like I might be here for a while, but much to my surprise, a well-placed bow and arrow cast put my flies in the perfect drift line, and the fish actually took my dry fly.
Oh no! He went through my net. Oh, there he goes. I think it was a little rainbow. Oh, he went through the net. Perfect too. I had the bow and arrow cast. Damn it.
Even though missing that first fish stings, I was quite relieved to know that this little stream at least had fish. Doubling back to the abandoned trail, Matt and I moved further upstream and managed to spot another trout. Matt stuck into position and managed to sling a perfect cast right across its drift line. Oh, that's the cast. Follow that, sir. Oh! Oh my God, did you see that? He's down here now. He's got it. Oh, damn. That was fun though, man. What a chase.
That could be our huckleberry right down there. That looks nice.
Starting the day 0 for 2 absolutely stinks, but this is the beauty of small stream fishing. Every bend was new, and we had many opportunities as we kept moving upstream. So the next run that we approached was a deep plunge pool protected by a massive log jam. I mean, this just screamed big pool boss energy if you ask me. So I made sure to take my time sneaking up, and I guess I'll chalk it up to poor luck again, but I did everything correctly right up until the very end. And at some point, when I was fighting the willows, trying to net the fish, my tiny nymph popped out just the last second. I only got a glimpse, but Matt assured me it was a really nice fish.
Oh, he got off.
Undeterred, after yet another missed fish, we followed upstream and finally found what we were looking for. An absolutely beautiful cutthroat decided to munch on my nymph, and it really doesn't get much better than this, folks. These blue line dimes are so gorgeous, and they're just so pure with every scale and shimmer in their tail.
Thank you, friend. That water's so cold, holy cow.
Look, he's just bedded up right there.
It felt so good to have a little bit of momentum because it was Matt's turn to step up to that batter's box and crack a home run. We needed to shake off that skunk, and even though I missed the hook set as I was shifting camera angles, before I could get over, that slippery little bugger went through his net and back to the deep protective pool.
I think he yeeted off. Dude, that fucking counts still. Let's go.
Let's go, man. I saw him too, and I was like, "Oop."
So that was a little one. I saw a big one go up under that rock right there.
That rock.
Yeah.
Right into that
If you could swing it through right next to him.
It's just damn, dude. That witch hard nets were. I should have brought my.
I know. I'm like, I have a small net just for this kind of stuff. I'm like, oh, we're going to big water next to a lake. No.
Regardless, Matt got hands-on, and that still counts as his very first fish on his brand new rod. And because Matt's an OG, he knows the deal. It's time for that plastic to come off and that ceremonial baptism to commence. This is where the day really started to get fun because the pressure of catching fish was now well off our minds, and the rest of the day, it would be pure gravy. We would survey likely runs as we try to navigate this abandoned forestry trail, and I spotted a nice one. So I called Matt down, and we had ourselves a super active cutty holding in a nice sunny pocket. If there was such a thing as trout showing emotion, this little fish would have been the happiest one on the creek because it was munching away in the warm mid-morning sun without a care in the world. This hole, it was ideal for trout, but the casting angles for me, they were next to near impossible. This is the kind of fishing that requires you to get a little bit creative with your casting.
I think I'm just gonna have to go at it from this angle. Pray.
That's fine. I got a good shot.
Is that a good shot?
Yeah.
What's the wrong one? Oh, we got him. We got him. Oh! No! Why? That was so cool. Gosh darn it. Son of a gun. Yeah, this fly might be bad luck. I might need to change you out. You keep losing fish.
And then it's hard to really kind of set a strong hook set.
Well, yeah, because I'm like, I was in the willows here. But you know, this is good. This is good for people because you can see the fish, and then you can see like the cast, the approach, and then yeah, it's kind of tight here, and then you lose them.
Yeah.
Thanks for filming with me.
Yeah, man. I got some. That's a good shot. This is just a good frame right now.
Yeah. What's I guess again. I don't know. What do you think about that up there?
I really hate to be the one making excuses, but losing fish, it's kind of a part of this small stream game. If you're even lucky enough to get a cast off, more often than not, the hook set, it's insufficient, or the riprap gets in your way, and even then, the wily trout can still wriggle away before you can get a good look at it. And as you've seen through this video, sometimes it's a combination of all three. But this next productive pool, Matt put it all together and made it happen. His bow and arrow cast was rewarded with hands down one of the most beautiful fish on the day. And I swear, the pink hue shining in the sunlight, it made this little Rio look like a true piece of art. Releasing this gem back into its bouldery home, this marked the halfway point in our outing.
Bro, let's go. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
We shot back up to the trail and found a sunny hillside with a nice vantage point. Getting up and out of our shaded river valley, it was clear to see that afternoon sun was coming in strong. The warm smell of pine was coming in thick with every breeze blowing through the valley. And Matt and I, we ran pretty hard these first few hours, and it was time for a much needed break to cool off and recharge. So while we sipped and munched some much needed refreshments, we could see some fish in the pool below us. And I sound like a broken record here, folks, but being able to observe these small stream trout, it is so much fun. I love seeing the way they react and move around the pool, and I am not kidding when I say I could have sat and watched them well into the evening. But unfortunately, time was not on our side, and we had to stay focused. Sliding down to this pool, it was back to that bow and arrow grind.
That's it right there, baby. God, he went through the net again. Oh, I just don't think it's big enough.
Oh no. What do we got here?
I can't tell what the heck he is.
Oh wow, look at that guy.
Hey, bud. You! That's what we want.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. That's how you do it, man.
Well, he was sitting there, and he would come up and just grab it. I mean, I was like watching my clock. I'm just like, all right, he's got it. He's got it. All right, it's good. Essentially, this should zap all the moisture. Oh, hey, set. Oh, he's on the ice, you got him.
Down. Holy cow. Good job, man. Way to go.
As we continued up the stream, we decided it might be worth giving the bug life a gander. It's always fun to flip over some rocks and survey the banks to find what bug foundation is holding this fishery together. And seeing the varied species of bugs, it really helps explain why this fishery is so robust. Now, it's all fun and games, but we couldn't rummage around on the rocks too long. We could only fish 1 or 2 more holes before it was time to head back to that truck.
Ooh, I spy. This is a cool one. He's sitting in that back eddy. So he's facing towards us, but the way this spins, it moves towards him.
I feel it.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, that was so cool. Oh, dude.
A gorgeous cutty, man.
Oh, that's so sick. All right, we ready to let him go?
Yeah.
Thank you much, sir. Appreciate it. They give me some freaking fishy dogs.
Yeah, good job.
Let's go. It went over the ice crack, down under the ice crack. He bit it once. That's when I saw him. He bit it twice.
Yeah.
And then now, you know.
It's kind of like your bottom fly was kind of like stuck in the ice.
Yep.
It was like
It had just enough little
just to dip
to
in that
jig in
water.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. This kind of fishing's so fun.
That little cutty was the best way we could have capped off this day of exploratory creeking. New Mexico, it's full of streams just like this one, and they're not going to be as big as the farm-raised piggies you find at the San Juan, but every one of these fish, it's going to be wild, and you can almost guarantee you're going to be the only angler on the entire watershed. So don't be afraid to go explore and get out of your comfort zone. But I'll step off my soapbox and just say that I am so happy Matt reached out and that we decided to partake in this adventure, because getting up and off of this mountain, I now have a new friend and new small stream memories to add to the old memory bank.
And end of the day, fishy nucks, man. This is good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff, man. I'm glad we got to go out there and explore, and just that's Rio Grande cutthroat country, and it doesn't get better than this in New Mexico, man. Like,
Amen.
it really doesn't.
Amen.
Like, this is prime. This is what you live for here, man.
Beauty of the Southwest.
Well, hello again. This is Editing Mike. Because I forgot to do an outro on the stream, y'all get to watch this cheeky little dimey dime dance while I say, well, you guessed it, thank you. As always, folks, thank you so much for watching these videos. The support this channel sees, it is absolutely amazing, and it's because of you guys out there watching. And for those of you who haven't subscribed yet, I would say consider it. I mean, it would really help out the Fly Out Season team, and to all the OGs, you already know the freaking deal. I really appreciate all the support across all the platforms, but with that said, folks, wherever you find yourself on a teeny tiny stream, spying on some beautiful wild trout or in your backyard, I sure hope you're keeping those feet in the water, and until next time, tight lines.